What's going on, Catawba County? Welcome to the Heart of Catawba, where community meets conversation. I'm your host, Tyler.
And I'm Laurel. Let's get into it.
So, as you can tell, our studio looks a little bit different today. We are here with Dan the Man from Lake Hickory Pub and Marina. So we figured what better way to enjoy this beautiful day than to come out here, hang out on the pontoon, talk to him a little bit, and just have a overall fun, relaxing day. Dan, we appreciate you coming to hang out with us, my man.
So 2 things.
Okay.
First of all, this is awesome.
This is awesome.
Let's start with that before anything.
Yes.
When we did this whole marina thing, if you would have told me we were going to be doing a floating podcast going in front of the marina, I'd be like, nope. But I'm like, let's go. And 2, thank you guys.
Hey,
we really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us.
Yeah.
What
this is awesome. This is really
day.
cool. Oh, it's gorgeous.
We'll act like we planned it. This was months of planning in advance, but what a better day than to be out here on the lake right now.
You guys picked a good one. Yeah, when we talked to Laurel about this, I was like, Laurel, we're picking a date, and she picked this one, and I'm like, I tell you what, Laurel, I think you should be a meteorologist because this is perfect. This is perfect.
You did it for sure. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you came from?
Yeah, so my name's Dan Kelly. I'll stick with the abbreviated version. So born and raised in Minnesota, bounced around the Midwest a little bit. But a couple years ago, I talked my wife and my family into doing a little bit of 180 life change. And we decided to, I say we, my wife would be like, this is all my idea. So I decided what better thing to do at midlife than to literally just quit our job, sell our house, pull our kids out of high school and move across the country. So here we are today. We are the owners of Lake Hickory Pub and Marina. We are a pub and marina located here in Hickory, right on the border between Catawba, Caldwell, and Burke County, right next to the 321 bridge across from the new Riverwalk. And that's who we are, and that's what we do.
Let's talk about that Riverwalk there since it's in the shot. Absolutely
Money
beautiful.
shot.
So what's funny is we moved here in March, and I know this bridge has been under work for quite a while, but our grand opening was in March, and ironically enough, the Riverwalks was in April. So it was like, dude, we could have not perfect timing to have us opening on the one side of the lake and then literally next month the grand opening of the Riverwalk, and it's an awesome backdrop for us.
Yeah.
It's really cool. We get a chance to sit in the pub and look across and watch people walk across, and then of course we're kind of at the end of the docks like, hey, we're over here.
Yeah.
Who needs a drink or an ice cream cone or want to rent a boat? So no, it's an awesome view, and the city's done a great job, and the public absolutely loves it.
It is. It's so beautiful over here.
It is.
And like you said, I'm going to say it a million times, but we just couldn't have picked a better day to be out here and hanging out.
Yeah, welcome to our office.
Yeah.
This is our office. This is what we do.
My question for you, Dan, is what did you do for work and your career while you were in Minnesota?
Sure.
And what did you do before this? And tell us a little bit about the journey of how this evolved.
For sure. So I graduated from the University of Northern Iowa, which is in Cedar Falls, Iowa. That's actually where my wife and I met.
Okay.
And after that, I had a couple kind of 1 to 2 year jobs, kind of those entry-level jobs out of college. And then I got hired by a company at the time called Plato Learning that went through some different acquisitions, became a company called Admentum. And I actually worked there for the last 24 and a half years. So I started off in sales, I moved into a manager role, I moved into a director role, and for the previous 9 years, I was a vice president of sales for Admentum. And so we sold education technology into school districts. So what was neat about that job is our performance was based on the better we did financially, the more students we helped. So what we did is we helped students with credit recovery programs. And so we partnered with just over 50% of the school districts in North America had our programs implemented within their school districts. So,
amazing.
So that was really, for those all intents and purposes, my entire career was really kind of at one organization, but always on the sales and marketing side of the business.
So what was that tipping point where, because I feel like everybody has a moment where they decide, like, you know what, I can do this. I can do this for myself, and I can create, I can bring a vision to life.
Sure.
Like, what was that moment of inspiration for you?
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I had always kind of had aspirations to do something kind of outside the box and do something myself.
The visionary.
Yes, but Laurel, to answer your question, really what it came down to was the kids dynamic.
Yeah.
It's hard to make a big life change when your kids are in grade school.
I was going to
in
say,
middle
how
school.
old were they again?
And
Even
when
high
the-
school's tough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, with the kids in the high school, so I listened to a podcast, and the podcast says if you're looking to purchase or start a business, it takes you about 2 years. So the tipping point was basically when my daughter entered her junior year, I started kind of talking with my wife a little bit more and say, hey, if we want to do this, let's start looking now, because our son at the time was a senior and our daughter was a junior. Well, if it takes 2 years, what a better time to say we're making this life transition. Instead of raising kids, we now have adult kids. Let's look now, and once the kids graduate high school, that would be a perfect time to start to do our own thing. When I finally talked my wife and my daughter into it, though, I knew that at any point they could change, so that 2-year time cycle became 2.5 months. So when we did make the move out of here, my son was in his senior year, and my daughter was a 16-year-old junior in high school. So to your point, Tyler, you can imagine when it's like, okay, we're just going to move, and they're like, we've only lived in one house and gone to one school and only had one set of friends and lived in one community. And now we're going to go to a state that I had to show them on the map where the state of North Carolina was. And it's like, hey, guess what? This is where we're moving. 16-year-old girl and 17-year-old boy. But surprisingly enough, they were fairly open to it. It came
Good
with
for
some
them.
trials and tribulations and so forth. I will say the neat part is, though, instead of waiting until the kids were out of the house, what's been neat about this experience is we really started this whole endeavor together as a family.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Which to me was really
That's so
cool because
rewarding.
it's like we spend a lot of time together. If the kids were out here, they'd be like, yeah, that's terrible. But I'm like, you know what? It's a good way to do kind of a send off as parents. And now
Yeah.
it's they're starting kind of their adult journey where this has now become our journey. So the timing on it actually worked out pretty good.
What an
but
excellent
it was,
learning
but the
opportunity.
That's
tipping
exactly
point,
what I was
Laurel,
gonna
to your
say.
point, was definitely the transition from raising kids to now life with, I shouldn't say without kids, but after raising
But
kids.
for sure.
After
but
school.
I mean, what a life lesson for
Wow.
them to be 16, 17 and go through that journey with you, and you showed them, open these doors for them, that it doesn't always have to be the same inside of the box
Yeah.
idea. It can be something different, and we appreciate you coming
Yeah.
to big old Catawba
I
County,
know.
man.
Well, and it's one of those things too. I'm a big fan of change.
Yeah.
My wife and my kids maybe not as much, but
Embrace
my dad
it.
worked for John Deere his entire life, and so I was almost like a military kid, but for John Deere.
All the time.
I went to 4 different elementary schools in 3 different states, and my kids only knew one thing. And so part of it is I liked kind of moving their cheese or turning their world upside down, whatever cliche you want to use. And so
Get
they might
comfortable
not thank
with
me
the
now, but maybe
uncomfortable.
someday before I die, they'll be like, hey, Dad, you know what? I appreciate you dropping me in a completely new environment and forcing me to meet new people, learn new spaces.
Absolutely.
All of that. So it's hopefully a little bit of a life lesson. I don't know if they would say that now, but I'm hoping this is good for them in the
No,
long
they'll
run.
definitely look back. And
Maybe not right now.
Not right now, for
but
sure, but-
No,
that
not right now.
pivot, the ability to pivot, is the most invaluable skill you can think of. Tell me about, okay, so you came to, I mean, we're borderline Catawba County, Caldwell
We are
County.
right now, literally to our right is Burke and Catawba, and to our left is it's like goes right down the middle
Right
of the
in the
lake. So
middle.
right now we're technically in 2 counties.
We're in
Okay,
both.
Like,
so how do
literally.
you feel about, I know it's intimidating coming to a brand new state, a brand new place, and this area is very, local roots, hometown. Tell me about your experience here. Did you feel really welcome?
You know, surprisingly, and we did 2 visits before we moved here to
Oh,
look
great.
at the marina and immerse ourselves in the community. What's interesting, Laurel, now this is my take, I've only been here for 2 years, is I think it's for us, it's the right time and the right place. And I say that because you got Catawba, which is, the city of Hickory. Definitely a little bit more of a fast-growing area, a little bit more of a small city community. But then on Caldwell, I mean, if you just go not even a half a mile down from us, it's cornfields, it's very rural.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of right on this spot between the two of them. But you also got the lake dynamic. I will tell you, and I don't know statistically what it is, I would be willing to bet about 50% of the people that live on the lake are not from the Hickory area. if I think of a lot of our regulars that come by boat, we have more people that frequent our spot that are not from North Carolina than are from North Carolina.
That's
Interesting.
interesting. Yeah,
And it's
for
a
sure.
lot of people.
Wow.
I learned the term halfback. I'm sure you guys have heard it.
Actually, no.
The
Yeah.
halfback is people from the Northeast that moved down to Florida.
Yep.
They found out they didn't like it, so
Yep.
they made it halfway back.
100%. You've never heard that?
I've never heard
Really?
that. That's
they
hilarious.
started
Can we
from
blame 'em?
Florida and they moved up north and
It
they
was
found
too
out
cold.
the north wasn't for
Yeah.
them, so they moved halfway back.
That's
So there
hilarious.
is a lot of halfbacks in
The
this community, and there's a
Carolinas.
lot of halfbacks that move on the lakes. We have a lot of regulars, groups of regulars that are from the Northeast, that are from
And
Florida.
we're so close to the mountains. I
Well,
mean, you got
you
the
have
best of
everything.
all worlds.
Yeah, in this community, you have the big town of Hickory, if you want to
Yep.
call it big town.
Yep.
45 minutes, you can get to uptown Charlotte. You're
Bingo.
fine. From your place, what, 30 minutes to get to the mountains?
Yep.
So you have everything you need all in this one little area. It's amazing.
Yep. Well, and you two are a perfect example of that. There's also a lot of people that have identified that there is a very diverse. The diversity here, from what I've been told, is significantly more than what it used to be.
Oh, absolutely.
But what you guys are doing is helping facilitate that. You're finding different people in this community and giving them an opportunity to share their story and share their message. So kudos to you guys, because I think it's individuals like yourself that are really accelerating that. And once again, there's a lot going on in this little community of, Hickory, Granite Falls, Newton, Hudson. And you can kind of go find whatever you want. You don't have to go hours or days. You can go 10 minutes this way and find this, and 10 minutes that way and find that.
it's going to be completely different.
And one of the things that was the biggest selling point to us is I think we're definitely at this crossroads. To your point, I can be on a plane in Charlotte in 55 minutes.
Yep.
I can be looking at the Biltmore in an hour and 20 minutes, or I can be up in the mountains in about 40 minutes, or I can be over on the ocean in 3.5.
Yep.
Coming from Minnesota, what I just explained is an hour away. You had to get on a plane and fly for hours or do an
100%.
entire day road trip to do what we can do now within a few hours of each other.
Right. That is huge. This is such a sweet spot
It
for
is a
that.
sweet
And
spot.
the climate is essentially pretty mild. I mean, though it is very up and down.
Oh, it's
Like we
very-
joke, North Carolina's
very up and
hilarious.
down.
Like
It
I
is.
literally have 3 shirts on because I don't know which one I'm gonna shed or get cold. And by the afternoon, it could be 80 degrees. But, yesterday it was 35 degrees in the morning. So, but we'll take that
Yep.
for the mildness of the rest.
Yep.
So tell us what you want the people to know about Dan and Megan Kelly
Yeah.
and Lake Hickory Pub
You know,
and what you want it to look like in the next.
That's a good question.
10
I would
years.
say, what we're big on is we're really big on trying to just create experiences. And so our tagline, and my daughter, every time she hears it, she rolls her eyes. But when we use so what's funny is I came up with the tagline for this marina before I came up with what should we change the name of the marina to. And really, honestly, the tagline is where lake and life meet. And so if we are lake lovers. Our entire life, we've always owned boats. We've lived on a lake for the last 15 years. Before that, we had a small place in northern Minnesota. Our life has always revolved around the lake. And that's our happy place. And so if we can create a happy place that we can share with the rest of this community, and so we can take, life is tough, life has its ups and downs, there's good times, there's bad times, but if we can create a spot where lake and life can meet, it's really hard for people to come to our place and not arrive when they show up and be more relaxed, to smile, to have a good time. And there's not a lot of places around here that are like that. And so that's really what I would say is we're trying to create a space where you can come and hang out. If you just want to literally enjoy an ice cream cone, if you want to come and have a cocktail or a beer, if you want to come and have a hamburger or a hot dog, if you want to get on a kayak and paddle down the lake, if you want to hop on one of our rental pontoons, no matter where you're coming from and what your background is, we really believe it's a place where lake and life can meet. And at the end of the day, our goal is you leave feeling a little bit better than you showed up. And if we can do that, it's not a bad place to be.
No, kudos to you, because I feel like, a lot of what we do on the podcast and talk about is just how serious life can be. And kudos to you for allowing a space that people can feel comfortable and people can relax a little bit more, smile a little bit more, because we need more places and more owners that care about the customer
experience.
and the experience of
Yeah.
their business to therefore make them have a better day or whatever that looks like. So kudos to you for seeing that and making Lake Hickory Pub and Marina a place of enjoyment and a place that people can come feel more relaxed. And because there is nothing more relaxing than just sitting out here having a conversation on a pontoon.
Like the fact right now we're having this conversation, you almost kind of lose track of what's going on around you, but it's like, yeah, this isn't bad.
This doesn't feel like work at all.
No, it doesn't.
Are you guys getting paid for this?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. And the funny thing is everyone says, so the running joke is, it is a very relaxing place, but people love to, I like to constantly be moving. So if you also want to relax and watch someone run around with their head cut off, come down to the marina, because if I'm running out to a dock to catch this rental pontoon or over here doing this and so forth. So, but it's one of those things, I'm busy, but it's, and to your point, Laurel, I think the other thing that I've really enjoyed about this community and what we're doing is, before I really felt like there was I'm at work or I'm at home. And now it's just like, this is life. And I really, and my wife and my kids would not agree with me, but I don't feel like since I've been here, I don't work anymore. I just live.
I pray that everybody finds that.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Because when the two things intertwine, it's no longer about money. It's about joy.
Yes.
And what you can pour into other people. So I'm so happy that you've been able to connect the two of those.
And sometimes it takes a little bit of a change of scenery to allow you to be able to find that place.
Flip the tables.
Yep, and not to say it, once again, I've never worked so hard in my life, but but once again, it's not life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not work, it's life. And that's what I've really enjoyed about this endeavor is when I wake up, it's like if I'm awake, I'm just living.
Doing
and
stuff.
sometimes living is relaxing and going and grab a bite to eat at all the amazing eating and drinking establishments around this area.
Yeah.
Or it's out on the lake with my family on a boat, or it's, pumping gas or scooping ice cream or doing admin work. But it's just all life, and I absolutely love it. To your point, I really encourage people, if you're not there, and you might not be able to do it today, but have that as a goal to find something you can do where you're just living.
It's
you're
already
no longer
a
work
part
and
of
life
your
balance.
life.
It's just that's just what you do. You're just living. So
tell us a little bit about how many hats you have to wear as a business owner. Like I started to think about, you mentioned your bourbon tasting, and I don't think this will come out until after that's already done, but you are always doing something. You're always up to something with the activities. You're always up to something fun, but you're also always cross-promoting, other businesses and collaborating. So talk about why you think it's necessary as a business owner to wear so many hats and do so many events, and then talk about some of the events that you have that you're doing right now.
So if you're all right, I'd like to answer that kind of two different ways.
Yeah.
So first of
Answer
all,
however
what
you
all we
want.
have going on, once again, we are all about experiences. And to your point, we do wear a lot of hats. So the reality is, and it's kind of funny to say, but the reality is we really are running kind of multiple businesses. So we do have the pub where we serve pub food, cocktails, beer, and wine. So we have that aspect of the job. We do have an ice cream parlor. We have 12 flavors of Hershey's ice cream, which are absolutely phenomenal. So come, please grab a scoop of ice cream by the lake. So we have the ice cream parlor. We also do rental pontoons. So we have a small fleet of rental pontoons that people can rent for either a half day or a full day. We also have a boat club. So last year we partnered with another entity called Carefree Boat Club. We partner with both Dana and Dan, who own the location that's out of our marina, but we have a membership boat club. We are the first and only one on Hickory.
Oh, cool.
We also do non-motorized rentals. So as of right now, we have 9 single kayaks. We have 2 double kayaks. We have 4 stand-up paddle boards. And we have a pedal boat, which is awesome.
I can't wait to get on that
Laurel
thing.
joked
I'm going
about
on
it,
a
but you got to
picnic.
come back with your
I'm
friends
doing
and
it.
go out and just pedal around in
I'm
front of the
doing
marina.
it.
It's awesome. So we have the non-motorized rentals. We also have a gas dock and a marine store. So people on the lake if they're looking to get a bag of ice or a drink, or they want to come in and grab a life jacket, or they need gas for their boat, we have a gas stock. We also help people buy and sell boats. So people that are either looking to buy a boat or sell a boat, we help them do that as well. And then on top of that, we do a lot of different events and activities. So we've done wine tastings, bourbon tastings, live music. We've done emergency services days at the lake. We've done fundraiser for local firefighters. So transitioning into your second question is, we have had so much support from the community. We feel extremely obligated to give as much back to this community as possible. And right now, to be honest with you, we can't do it as much financially as we'd like to, but we know the more successful we are, the more funds we can raise, the more we can give back financially. But what we can give away is we can give away our time and we can give away our space. And so we've really tried to create a way that we have local musicians that come and play at least once a week with us. So we want to definitely support the local musicians, which, by the way, I don't know if people know how talented the musical talent is in this area.
The art community as a whole.
It is ridiculous.
It is a gold mine.
It is
this
absolutely.
Area, music,
you can
art,
go into any place downtown,
creative.
any surrounding area, and the talent I hear here is what's like headlining a very popular local spot back in the Midwest. The musical talent is amazing.
Insane.
So if we can be an avenue where local musicians can come out and share that talent. We also are a big promoter of other small businesses. So for example, this coming weekend is Mother's Day. So we found a local permanent jewelry bus that we're gonna have at the Marina. So she does permanent jewelry. It's called Permanent Link. We have Cody Cox, a local musician that's going to be at the area. So just trying to find different reasons to allow local small businesses to showcase, to come to the Marina. But then also we do a lot where we try to go to local businesses just like you guys as well. But we are a big promoter. And what's funny is people are like, hey, what are you doing down at Copper Penny, or what are you doing down at Sandbar, which are two awesome establishments on the lake.
We're not competing.
We're not competing, and we're on the water, so I will use the cliche of high tide raises all ships.
Amen.
So we don't want this pontoon to be 10 foot above that pontoon. We want, if we can raise this water and raise it up, everyone in this area is going to be more successful.
Better together, baby.
And you guys, once again, you guys are the ultimate advocates for that, because you're going around and it's not like this person versus that person. Now, I will say there is some local businesses that are maybe a little bit more competitive, but you'll never hear me talk bad about anyone. At the end of the day, it's like I want everyone to be successful. The more successful Copper Penny is, the more successful Sandbar is, the more successful my friends are down at Lake Hickory Scuba and Marina. Once again, high tide rises all ships.
We want everyone booming.
100%. And I think, to your point, thank you for having that same mentality, because we truly believe that more people, especially local business owners, local difference makers in the community, they need to have that mentality, because there is so much room for all of us to succeed. We don't just need one person succeeding, or I hate the word competition. Like,
I know.
Like, how many brands of ranch are on the shelf?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
and everyone has a preference.
Yep.
So that needs to be there.
And
That's what the free market is all
I was
about.
talking with Lenny on Friday, and we were just joking because somebody said, "Oh, look, the two podcasters. Should y'all be y'all are not
Like
not
a
on the same
rivalry.
page. Y'all are rivals or whatever." And I
Yeah.
was like, There's no sense in that. There's just
We're not competing. We're collaborating
Yeah,
out here.
100%.
Well, and when we send out every
Community.
single rental pontoon and they ask, the number one question we get asked when someone leaves a boat is, where should I go? And I said, so here's the deal. I said, if you want something to eat or drink, you got two great places. You take a right and you go 3 miles to Copper Penny. You go left and you go about 9 miles down to Sandbar, and both of those are awesome establishments. And I have people like, why are you telling every person that leaves your place to go? And I'm like, you know what? That's what makes this place amazing, is you can go to, no one wants to go to the same place over and over and
100%.
over again. And that's why anytime that my wife and I can get away, we try to go to as many different establishments, and we've met so many amazing business owners. So it's like, heck, if we can snap a photo or a video and promote somebody else.
Yep.
I know also good people attract good people who
That's
attract
right.
good people.
Amen.
Those
That's
people
right.
also, we have so many business owners that come down and frequent our establishment and they promote us. So it's like, if we can all just help each other out, let's support all the locals. The national chains, they can do their stuff and so forth.
Yeah.
But let's make sure we support as many of our local businesses as
I
possible.
feel like nobody supports a small business harder than another small
I
business owner.
Literally, you're exactly
Man, they show up for us.
Because you have an
Because you
appreciation
get
of
it.
how hard it is.
Yeah, and you can see the logistics.
Yes.
You know all of the steps that they had to go through to perfect what they're doing, and you really appreciate it.
Yep. No, you're exactly right. So my favorite thing is, when you go into a restaurant, because we have so many great restaurants, and you look at a food item and you look at the price and you say, oh, this dish is $13. The general public says, boy, that's $13 for this sandwich. As a small business owner, I know for that $13, they had to pay the person to cook it. They had to pay the person to deliver it. They had to pay the bartender to mix that drink. They had to pay the person to wash the dishes, and they had to pay the person that's doing the admin work. That's 5 people they paid to serve that $13 sandwich.
100%.
Not to include all the cost of the food,
Ingredients.
all the toppings, the ingredients, the plate that it's in. There's the electricity. I just went into the bathroom. I washed my hands. I flushed my toilet. I used a paper towel. All of that costs money. So when people look at that and say $13, they might say, boy, that's a lot. I say, boy, you know what? That's impressive that they can only charge $13 and they have all those costs. But once again, local business owners understand that.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important for us to support, because it is hard and it does cost a lot, and we have to help each other out.
That's right.
Yep.
So what do you think the next 20 years looks like?
Oh my gosh, Laurel. With
20
what we've been
years.
able to do in the last 2
Yeah,
years.
because it's 2 going on
it's
20.
literally, yeah.
That's why I
we've-
said that.
mean,
Congratulations.
we just crossed 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations for sure.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Part of me is like, I can't believe we survived. And part of me is like, hey, you know what? We're doing all right. So it kind of depends on the day.
I feel like we're doing all right.
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
want
What
we
to,
are
about you
doing
guys?
all right now.
like you guys, I'm definitely an outside the box thinker, and I'm a big
Yeah.
picture thinker. With where we are now compared to where we were 2 years ago, and what we've been able to accomplish, I have some big lofty goals, and I want to
As
continue.
you should.
Well,
Yeah.
here we are. I don't know if there's a lot of people that have done a podcast on a dock floating down this area. So right now, I would say we're doing something outside the box that no one's done
Pioneers,
before.
as you said.
Yes.
And I need you guys to help. You guys got to hold me accountable, and I'll hold you accountable. I think we just need to keep doing things that have never been done before.
Keep the momentum.
And you know what? Some of them are going to be a disaster.
Let's get weird.
But every once in a while, Laurel and Tyler, they're going to also be like this. They're going to
For
be
sure.
awesome.
Yeah.
So let's just continue. So my goal is, we are somewhat limited in our space, how many cars we can park, how many boats we can park. But I got some thoughts and ideas on doing some other things in the next couple of years that have never been done before. And I hope they're going to be things that people are going to talk about. And also, it's not just to do things that have never been done, but doing something that someone else can hopefully take, they can replicate it, and they can also experience success with it as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's important, is just, trying to continue to push the envelope, but also doing something that you can put in a nice, neat bow and say, hey, other people, you can do this as well. And I think if you do it, you're going to be able to do it better than I did it. And hopefully it yields success and helps you have success as well and grow your business or your brand or your social media following or whatever you're trying to grow in life. And so I think it is doing things that are also replicable that other people can do, and hopefully they can do it better than we do it.
For sure.
And have as much, if not more, success. So I don't want to give away too many things, Laurel, but I got a couple things in the next couple years that, if I can pull off with support like individuals like yourself, I think would be kind of first of the kind, first things that have been done, and that's what we try to continue to do. So
Well, good for you for
That's exciting.
being, willing to step out of the box and willing to fall on your face and willing to make mistakes. Because I think that's a lot of people's biggest issue, is they're scared to fail, or they're scared to fall, or what's somebody going to think of me if I try to do this and we don't do it correct? Who cares? You tried. And like you said, to your point, you're giving somebody else an opportunity to look at what you did and be like, wow,
And feel inspired.
let's try to do something like that, or let's
Right.
try to use what they did and turn it a little bit and take it this route, or just anything like that. Good for you, and we appreciate you being willing to step out of the box with us.
Yeah.
And try something new, because I don't think anybody's ever thought about, hey, let's do a podcast on, driving down beautiful Lake Hickory. This is just something that's super outside the box, and And to your point, I hope that someone looks at this later on down the road and we're like, wow, let's try to do that, or let's try to do something similar like that, because there's just so much room in this area to grow and to inspire somebody else to think bigger than we are.
Oh yeah.
I hope
Because that's what it takes.
I hope people feel encouraged that it's okay to fail 10 times, because you're going to fail 10 times before somebody's ever tried for the first time.
Well, and I think, you know,
it's okay,
going
'cause you
back to
learn.
what we're doing, it's like we're a great example of this. And I don't know if I would go to the extreme that we did, but in the last 2 years, the only thing that we've done that I've done before is really drive a boat. I mean, honestly, I've never been to the state. Well, I shouldn't say I've been to the Myrtle Beach and I've been to Charlotte, but I've never lived in this part. I've never lived outside the Midwest. I've never owned a business. My wife and my kids have never been to the state of North Carolina. We literally, when we moved here, did not know a person in this entire state. We didn't know, we've never done a pub. I've never bartended. I've never scooped ice cream other than personally. I've never done a rental business. I mean, I've never done any of this stuff. And I don't know if anyone would say, hey, Dan, but you're successful. We're not, well, the verdict's still out if we're going to ultimately be successful. But what we are successful is we are enjoying what we're doing. I do feel like we've been able to have a little bit of impact on the community, and we will definitely continue to grow that impact. But going back to what you said, Laurel, you don't need to wait for perfect conditions, because perfect conditions will never exist.
Yeah.
That's it.
But you just got to be willing to. And if it's just something small, and so to your point, Laurel, I do hope people feel inspired to maybe do something they've been thinking about. And it could be very small, like, you know what, I'm going to go take a trip outside of the state of North Carolina. I've never done that before. Or, you know what, I'm going to maybe try to do this little endeavor. Or I'm going to try to do something a little bit different. Yes.
Go out of your comfort zone.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think I would say, hey, just quit your jobs and pull your kids out of school and just move somewhere. That might be a little bit extreme, but hopefully you feel inspired to do something. And you know what? It might not work out, and guess what? You'll probably, hopefully, bounce back and everything will be fine. But you'll learn some lessons. You'll make a ton of mistakes. But at the end of it, I think you'll feel like you're in a better spot because of it.
It's a lot more exciting than standing still.
For sure.
Exactly.
Well, and you've already succeeded. Whether, however everybody wants to weigh success, there's 9 million ways to look at success, but your mentality has already made you successful, because you have the correct
You're happy with what you do.
mentality, and you're
I'm
able
successful
to
at
push
life.
That.
Yes.
And I don't know
For
if I'd
sure.
say that's a little bit bold, but
that's it. No,
That
that's
is it for sure.
That's it.
And you want to
You're
uplift
winning.
other people. So that mentality already is 100% successful, and we don't have to look at anything else as far as monetary success. That you have the mental success, and you're okay with life and work together, and you found that happy place and that happy medium that you can enjoy life. So you are already successful in more ways than you understand right now, for
Thank
sure.
you. So can I ask you guys a couple of quick
Yeah,
questions?
absolutely.
We're being interviewed
We're gonna
now.
flip the switch.
All
We're gonna
right.
flip the script.
This
Sorry,
is
we're gonna
a
flip the
first.
script.
This is another
This is
first
a
for
first.
us.
So I'll be honest with you. I know about your podcasts, and you guys have actually, even when you've been live on it, I've commented on a few of them.
You
And
have?
Laurel's
We
been like, "Hey,
appreciate
Dan
you."
the man, I can't wait to come to the Marina." And so, real quick, because my hope is you guys are also continuing to grow your following and experience more success. How in the world did you guys start? Because I know you two as individuals. I don't know you guys together. So in like 90 seconds or less, how in the world, how did we get to where we're at today?
You start.
I knew she was going to say that. So back a little bit of my backstory, I guess you will.
90 seconds.
Yeah, 90 seconds. Go.
Yeah.
I was
It doesn't have to be 90
I
seconds.
was the general
but-
manager of Poor Choices in downtown Newton.
Okay.
I
did not
was
know
doing
that.
local events, stuff of that nature. I wanted to get more
It was
views.
during Streetscape,
It was
too.
during Streetscape. So when the
Newton
whole
was
streets were
suffering.
shut down, all the local businesses were struggling.
Yeah.
I wanted to find a way to help us and help somebody else at the same time. So I created the Poor Podcast. It was at Poor Choices, P-O-U-R, not P-O-O-R. It was P-O-O-R, but we learned and we grew. But I wanted to start something that was beneficial to our business and local businesses in the area.
Very cool.
So what I did was I talked about local events we had going on in the area, and then I brought on a local entrepreneur in downtown Newton and talked about their struggles, did exactly as we do now. I had Laurel on the podcast.
Very cool.
We jived and we meshed real well. And so after I had moved on from Poor Choices, I wanted to bring it back. I had a lot of local people in the community that really enjoyed it, and they wanted me to bring it back.
Very cool.
So I reached out to Laurel. I figured there's not a perfect person that would help me in this endeavor.
I was voted in.
She has the same
people
mentality.
voted me in.
For sure. She has the same mentality that I dreamed of with this podcast and what I wanted to do.
Yep.
We love people.
I was like, Laurel, will you come help me? And it took us about 6 to 8 months to really think about how we wanted this
Kudos
to
to
look.
you.
And, so here we are today.
Did you ever think when you started it, you'd be floating down the lake on a pontoon doing this?
No, sir.
This is really cool.
This is more than, it's already more than I could have ever imagined
Good for
it
you.
to be.
Congratulations.
I was just thinking, a couple views. As long as it makes one person's day, that's all
There
I
you
care
go.
about.
That's
I
what
don't
it's
care
all
about the mass. I don't care about being famous. I don't care about, being a local influencer in the community. All of that could care less. I care that I helped one person, and that one person goes and helps another person.
Yep.
And then if I start the chain reaction, I'm hoping that whoever's watching this, whoever's listening to this, that it inspires them to help one other person.
Congratulations.
And that's
Good
kind of
for you.
the start of.
Keep doing what you're doing, because once again, community is so important, and that's one of the big reasons we're here is community, and you're obviously a huge advocate for this community.
For sure.
So kudos to you for starting it, because it's a bigger town, but we're not sitting in Charlotte. We're not sitting in Asheville. We're not. So the fact that you're doing this in a little bit of a smaller scale is probably a little scary sometimes, a little challenging, but kudos to you.
Yeah, I mean, we never want to get paid for this. Like Laurel said, we're getting paid for this. That's not our goal here. Our goal here is to make someone's life better, or have people on like you with amazing stories, and we get a more behind the scenes look at the person behind the business, not just the business themselves. A lot of people, know what businesses are here in the community, but they don't know what they stand on. They don't know where they came from, and they don't know the struggles that life throws at us, no matter if you're a business owner, no matter if you're a podcaster, no matter if you're a musician. Life just can get a little hairy from time to time, and we want to hear that side of life, not just all the dandelions and golden fields. Like, that's not life. We want to keep it real. We want to keep it educational, and we just want to make someone's life better.
Very cool. Laurel, how'd you get here today? How did you get to where you're at?
I wanted to add to what he was saying. Hickory is growing so fast.
It
and
really is.
Catawba County, Caldwell
It's
County,
crazy.
all these surrounding counties. I mean, between here and Charlotte, Hickory and this area is growing so fast. Like, there's new businesses popping up. I mean, it's important that we support each other, and this is a really awesome way visually, because I know a lot of people are very visual, and we want to see what it's like. We want to scope it out before we get there, and we want to know what we're walking into in such an uncertain world. So it's nice to be able to offer a little bit more visibility to a local business. So I love that. How I got here today, man, Jill of all trades. Like Tyler said, we did that episode together in Newton, and that was a lot of fun. Those podcasts were live.
Yeah, can we talk about how bad those were?
Those podcasts were live, and boy, was that intimidating. But
Oh, I can imagine.
Oh, it was rough.
oh, it was very intimidating, but we had a wonderful time. And so when he asked me to participate as a co-host, I said, let's do it. And we started out, the studio was in the back room at Emporium in
Awesome.
downtown Newton.
Love it.
And so since then, we've grown. Both Emporium, Heart of Catawba, and Heart of Catawba has moved into our own really awesome studio right above Charlet. So shout out to the Cranford Hospitality.
Absolutely.
For hooking us up and letting us have such an amazing studio space there. Emporium has also expanded. We've spread out into a multi-locational brand. Also have a strong online presence. We're hitting festivals on the weekends. So I also bartend.
wearing a lot of hats.
Right. I
A lot
also
of hats.
bartend. I work for Notions in downtown Hickory. So I'm a believer through and through of the small business. Like, I've seen it in all of its elements, from birth to rebirth, and it's I have a really deep appreciation for somebody who's got the courage to take a leap of faith and get out there and try something hard and try something new, like you said. So another question that I did want to ask you, Dan,
Well,
was...
real quick, before you ask
have
me a
more
question,
questions
Laurel,
for us?
I got a piece of feedback for you.
Okay.
So obviously this is on a more local scale, but
Yeah.
there's people in life, when you mention someone's first name and you say Tiger, you say Madonna, you say, there's people that literally, when you say someone's name on a local scale, and I don't know if you know this, but when you say Laurel, it is amazing how many people know who you are.
Oh, for sure.
You've crossed paths with so many people, and what's neat about it is when people say your name, it instantly comes with a smile.
Aww.
And so we
cry.
obviously have a pub, and
Aw.
we have a lot of, younger people. We have all ages, but we have, people that are in the bartending industry, the kitchen industry, and so forth. But we also have a lot of people that frequent a lot of the different boutiques.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people that do a lot of following on social media. And what's interesting in this area, I honestly don't know if anyone knows your last name, because when they say Laurel, everyone knows who you are.
There is only one Laurel.
And honestly, and it is, and it's one of those things where, so I don't know if you've heard that before. I've only been here for 2 years.
Wow.
But if someone knows who Laurel is, they know who Laurel is. They always
I
smile.
need a shirt that says
And
that.
they always have positive things to say.
I
So
know
once
Laurel.
again,
Laurel
if you think
is always
about
shining.
advocates in this community,
Oh, thank you.
there's not anyone that I know that hustles more, that wears more hats, but has just, you have this aura. When people are around you, they just think positive, happy thoughts. So we need more Laurels. I don't know if we could handle more Laurels,
I
but
don't
we
know,
need more
man.
Laurels in
I
this
agree
area.
with that statement 100%.
But that's a testament to who you are. So I want to make
Thank
sure that I
you.
provide you that feedback, because it's
you
like when
so
I say
much.
it, it's always followed with a smile, and it's always followed by positive comments. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That
I agree.
means everything.
Whenever I was thinking about bringing my podcast back, I couldn't think of a
Oh,
perfect
gosh.
person that has like I said, that same mentality that I have, but also has the motion or the aura, if you want to call it that, that is just able to, she can help me in so many ways reach a broader audience. Because we joke about it all the time. Whenever we're talking to somebody with sports, Laurel's like, huh, sports? What are you talking about? And then
Sports.
whenever I'm talking to a boutique, same thing. I'm like,
Like
a boutique?
clothes?
What do you mean? What do you mean talk about? So we just,
It's a good balance.
Yeah,
You guys balance. Yeah, as I
we
say,
do.
and that's what's the dynamic about you guys telling your individual stories. But what's cool about it is you guys don't have the same story.
we don't.
Right.
And you don't, and it would not be as good of a dynamic if you had the same stories. You have different stories
Different lens.
where you've crossed paths
Yeah.
in different ways. But I think that's where you guys play off each other, because a lot of people only do things individually or in large groups. It's hard to pull off that dynamic with a duo, but you guys do it so well. So keep doing what you're doing.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.
Yeah, definitely.
My last question for
Yeah.
you was, do you have any quotes or inspiring Bible verses or anything that's mantras that stuck out to you that you kind of held on to through this process?
So I think, gosh, I do have a couple.
There's a couple, yeah, throw them
Laurel,
out there.
you should let me know ahead of time.
I'm
I
sorry.
I like this one.
You
though.
can be unprepared.
So I think one of the things, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, is I definitely want to continue to try to do things outside the box that hopefully other people can replicate. And I get a lot of people that are like, hey, Dan, you did this, and I saw somebody else is doing this now. And they say it like that's a bad thing. Like, oh, well, so-and-so's doing this, and I know you did this first. And I'm like, That's awesome.
That's
I mean, that's like the
flattering.
biggest form.
That's huge.
And so one of my quotes is imitation is
Yes.
the biggest form of flattery.
That's it.
And so my hope is, and I know it's not going to be all the time, but if there's like even one thing that I've done that someone else is like, hey, Dan actually knows what he's kind of doing there and we should do something similar. So I think the one that comes to my mind, and I say this quite a bit, is imitation is the biggest form of flattery.
Yeah.
And so I think even what we're doing, how cool would it be if other people start doing things in unique situations and so forth, and other people like, oh, they stole your idea. I'm like, absolutely not. Like, I
They
feel
took it and
great if
ran
there's
with it.
something, because it's like, I
Yeah.
steal or imitate other people all the time. I see things out there and I'm like, God, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to put my own little spin on it.
Sure.
But so that would be probably one of the ones that imitation is the biggest form of flattery. The other thing is, it's not a quote. I'm going to quote it myself right now is, I really have no clue what I'm doing. Our success is purely based on my wife. My wife, here I am
Yes.
floating out in a boat. I get to do the fun stuff.
Megan.
My wife is killing herself inside. She's working on payroll. She just ordered ice cream. By the way, we have some amazing flavors coming, so come
Yeah.
check those out.
I think I want a
But
scoop
she
after
does
this.
all of the hard, heavy lifting. And honestly, without her, like if it wasn't for me, this place would go on fine. Without her, I'd be going out of business tomorrow because I'd be like, I don't know how to do all the stuff that needs to be done. So that's not really a quote, but that's just something that I know of day in and day out is my wife is, she let me do this. She continues to let me do it. And she does a lot of the stuff behind the scenes that isn't the sexy, fun stuff, but it's the stuff that has to get done that allows us to be able to do this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing. What I think is really cool too about you saying imitation is the highest form of flattery, I keep coming back to the point that the seeds that we're planting right now, the fruit is not for you. And so what we're doing right now
See, I
has
should have
a
stole that. That's a
lasting
much better
impact.
quote. Yeah. No, you're
Yeah,
very,
but
you're
I
very
mean,
true.
we're saying
Very
the
true.
same thing. We're just
Yeah.
saying it a little bit differently.
Yep.
So I think that's a really beautiful thing.
Yep.
And I'm really proud of you and Megan and everything you've been through and what a beautiful place
I know. I was
this
gonna say
is.
we start and finish in the exact same
Yes.
spot, and I really, honestly, thank you guys for coming out.
Yes.
This is our one day that's closed, and I'm like, you know what? This is a good day to. This is a good
Yeah,
way
it
to spend a
is.
day off.
What a great
So
day.
No,
I
we
really
appreciate
Thank you for
guys.
having us. This is so
Yeah.
much fun. And we have to shout out our insanely talented media group that's
Yes.
with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. Blue Yonder, I'd like to put a real quick plug, kind of going in
Do
that
it.
thinking outside
Do
the
it.
box. I don't know when this will hit, but we did just celebrate, as you guys mentioned, our 2-year anniversary.
Congratulations
And so
again.
we could have done a 2-year anniversary special or party, but once again, I wanted to do something different.
Go
think
big or go
outside the
home,
box.
baby.
And so what's been neat about it is our story from day one was a little bit different than what our story was at our 1-year anniversary. And so at 2 years, we really wanted to be able to kind of tell our story and be able to educate people on who we are, because there is a lot of people now that do know who we are, but there's many more that have no clue who we are, what we do. And so we reached out to Blue Yonder, who's helping us with this production today, and they've helped us tell our story. And we're really excited. We had a little viewing party here the other day, and
So
Laura was nice
good.
enough
Oh my
to join
gosh.
us. So we're really excited to
They
share
nailed
with
it.
the general public our story, who we are as of today, and that will continue to change and evolve. So depending on when this hits, please be looking for that, because we're really excited to see, hopefully allow the public a little bit of behind the scene lens into what we do day in and day out. And once again, our goal is to create a place where lake and life can meet. So thank you guys.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you so much again. We really appreciate you, sharing your story. We obviously appreciate the hospitality that we have right here today. There couldn't be a better space to come hang out and listen and just have a wonderful conversation. So
This is the best Monday I've had in a
I
while.
tell you what, Mondays are pretty good on
I'm
the
going to
lake.
tell you what.
yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be hard to beat this Monday, but thank you guys
yeah.
once again. We appreciate it.
Thank you,
No,
Dan.
thank you
Thank you.
guys, and thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you coming to hang out with us on this beautiful Monday. We wish you could have been here actually with us, but I hope you get the feeling that we have here, because there's nothing like the lake for
Yep.
sure. All right, well, thank you guys again, and we will see y'all soon.
See ya.
Peace.